5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Hello, people of the world. Pod a day. 89 days in a row. Podcast every single day. Keys Doctor away. And we're here. 89. Closing in on 100, and it feels good, man. It feels good to be great. Yesterday, what have I got up to? I mean, there's some stuff I actually can talk about that's been going on around, sort of, that I've seen, because I like to sort of update. Well, it's not up for my... What the fuck? That wording was awful. I'm not exactly a news reporter. I'm not exactly, giving you the lowdown on news. I'm sure you'll know anything. It's not like I'm not like breaking, like anything I could tell you. Firstly, this isn't coming out instantly. This isn't live. Secondly, there's something I could tell you that you don't already know. If you're interested in, like, what am I going to tell you? Anyway, let me stop berating myself. Basically, there's things I want to mention. Usually I just kind of do a rundown of the daily shenanigans that go on, because you can't really do the weekly shenanigans when you do this every day, and just sort of any random stories in general. But yesterday was a short one. I was tired, definitely tired again. I went on a walk. I overestimated myself. I wanted to go to two separate locations that were in opposite directions from where I am. Me being where I am in the middle of those two locations, and I went to the first one. It was already a bit of a trek, and then I walked back on myself past where I live to go in the other direction. And by the time I got there, the sun was setting and I was ready to sleep. But oh boy, did I have to come back. I started jogging on the way back because I was just so fucked. But we made it. Of course we made it. Why would I not make it? I mean, unless I just collapsed out in the street, I guess, or got murdered brutally. But yeah, no, saw sunset. Sunset was nice. Something's been catching my eye though. Catching this man's eye on the internet. KSI. Knowledge, strength, and integrity. Damn, that's what it's supposed to mean. I have no problem with KSI. None at all. I don't really give a fuck, right? But I've seen him on Twitter. When you see someone apologize for something, you don't even know what they did. It's like, I find apologies in general, internet apologies, so silly. I've spoken about cancellation a lot on here, kind of. I usually revert back to people like True Geordie, but there's some other examples I'd like to talk about in the future, like Dean Hebsher, who's a more niche example of it, right? Where it's just dumb, where you just get in trouble for anything. And I also spoke about Lil Nas X, and also sometimes not even being cancelled, but kind of fear of being cancelled, that you just like apologize for anything, and it's like you either don't mean it, or it's like something so simple that if it was that like you apologize for something that's not even that deep without anyone really getting onto you. And it's like, if you really want to apologize for this, why say it in the first place? Like, you'll say something like, yo guys, you'll just tweet something like, hey, I think the French are rude and ugly. And then you tweet it, and then an hour later you apologize. It's like, you don't need, like, you've just said something a little bit rude, a little bit out there, a little bit controversial, maybe for laughs. You don't need to apologize for that. And if you feel like you do, why did you say it in the first place? You would have known it sounded like that in the first... Anyway. So, KSI, I just see him, he's apologizing something on Twitter. I'm thinking, first of all, I didn't even see what it was, so it couldn't have been that big of a deal. So, secondly, I go off, I'm looking through, I'm trying to find out what it is. Basically, he's going at Wade. I'm not sure what Wade's full name is, or his government, or his YouTube channel is. But he talks boxing. I'm sure he talked like fights before YouTube boxing. I think he's got big off of YouTube boxing, but I think it was fairly big anyway, just talking like fights in general. And when I say fights in general, I'm being polite, because what most people would say is real fights, and I'm just saying fights in general. Most people would say real fights. And KSI, I don't know what, like, he tweeted like, you guys don't really know why I'm angry, it's an accumulation of whatever, right? I'm just going off what I've seen, and I'm pretty sure like he's probably been saying shit like tweeting out like JJ's, I'm not his friend, KSI's form is bad. Like, I've seen him tweet out personally, there's probably been stuff on top, but when KSI posts videos of him in the gym or working out, he's like, "Oh, this form looks really bad." But he always says it in a friendly way, and I don't know if it's been like DMs behind the scenes, but he always says it in a friendly way. Like, I don't mean to be that guy, but he's seriously going to injure himself with that form. Or like, he'll post sparring footage and be like, "Wow, he's not really improved his technique," or whatever. And it's just purely things like criticism, like fair criticism. Like he breaks down fights, he talks about fights, right? And KSI kind of where I'm calling him a fucking idiot, a snake, and all this other stuff, saying like how this guy acts like he knows everything about fights, he doesn't know shit, and it's just like, it's just such a, I find that to be a silly argument. He doesn't know anything about fighting because what? He's not a fighting man. You're not a fighting man either. Like, you've got in the ring and you've done on it on a YouTube scale, but realistically, and you know that's commendable enough to just fight anyone. But they are all people who are nobodies. You know, he's just fighted like, and this isn't a Jake Paul versus KSI thing, but KSI has fought a bunch of bums realistically. Like Logan Paul is the one that is the outlier there, I'd say. But even Logan's not a boxer, so like he's done well, like he's beaten a bigger guy. Like if I see like a crackhead on the street beat up like a gym goer, I'm like, fair play, that's impressive. Oh, he's held his own. He's scrappy. I don't automatically think he's a good fighter now, like he's actually a top boxer because he's beaten someone bigger than him. You know what I mean? Like, but KSI kind of walks around like he is that boxer. And like, this is the thing, right? I think most people wouldn't have a problem, or like, I don't have a problem with YouTube fights going on, right? Or with like influencer boxing and things like that. And I know some people do regardless of how people carry themselves. But I think he kind of carries himself in the public eye anyway. He can be very different behind scenes potentially. But as if he is, and I know you have to sell shit, but like as if he is like one and the same with like the people who like, like the real deal people, you know what I mean? Because like KSI, like he does call himself like, I'm a lot of things. I'm a boxer, I'm a musician, I'm a YouTuber, I'm probably other stuff I can't remember. I'm like a brand owner. But I just feel like primarily he's an entertainer, whether that's YouTube, boxing and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to not give people credit because it is impressive to have a bunch of avenues you go down when you list off things. You know when people list on Instagram, like, I'm from 7 different nations, and they put like 7 different flags on there. It's like Kosovo, Greece, Japan, and they've got like 7. It's like, how much are you really of those countries? Are you just majoritarily Scottish and you just put all these flags in your bio? Like, you want it to sound good, so you're like saying I'm a this. But it's like, you're an entertainer, you make YouTube videos. The boxing, like I don't know why he calls himself a YouTuber, a boxer, and a musician. It's like, I would call it's an entertainment thing that they're doing. I wouldn't say it's like it's again, because I don't want to sound like one of those guys who just like discredits it and said this is on a rail boxing, it's a mockery of the sport. I don't think it is. It's like its own thing, and it's entertainment. That's why they do the tag team stuff. They've even like they buy into that as well, that we are an entertainment thing. We're not trying to be boxing. We're trying to be something that's going to kill boxing. That's their whole stance, right? So I don't think it is too crazy to say that. So in the same sense, I don't know why you're trying to act like you are this traditional fighter, and even no more than Wade. And Wade's just like not like got a fighting background, but it's like when pundits sit up there, you'll get like Gabby Ogbonlahor thinking he knows everything about, and a lot of it is bait, right? But he knows everything about football because he played the game, and clearly he knows fuck all sometimes, or he's just saying things to bait people in. But if those are some of his genuine opinions, like, people think, oh, you've never played it to a professional level, so you know nothing about it. It makes no sense. Like, you can know so much on a subject that you've not just because you wasn't born with the ability to be really good at it, doesn't mean you can't watch the game and understand it a lot better. And he's been watching fights. I don't know how old his YouTube channel is, but I'm sure he's been doing it for a while. And he has no end of intention. And I know a lot of KSI's friends, because I listen to the Sidemen. I listen to like their podcasts and stuff. And they all claim they don't blow smoke up his ass and stuff. And I don't think they do. But at the same time, I wouldn't say they blow smoke up his ass. But at the end of the day, your friends, you do gas up. You are like, you do rate your friends. You know what I mean? It's just normal. That's normal. Because that can be the only way I can really understand, or if it's not them, someone else, low-key gassing you up, like blowing smoke up your ass. Because if it really is just he's been making a bunch of tweets, never backing you in the public and always kind of calling you out for poor technique and poor form, whatever. If that's really all it is, it's like you need to take criticism. And if you do want to list yourself as a boxer, a sportsman, amongst other things, it's all part and parcel of it, taking criticism. Not like getting so pissed off where you put together like a barely comprehensive set of tweets, right? It wasn't like, when you write like a really good tweet to like salute someone or like, expose them or something. It's like this really tight, well put together paragraph, right? And it's like, it's got a nice like cadence and like flow to it, like a nice little boom, 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 boom. They could get it all out in the character limit, right? It wasn't like that. It was like, fucking cunt, idiot, prick. So you think of shit, you don't even know shit. You think you know boxing, you don't know fuck all. You're such a fucking snake, man. It was just like, I don't know, like so out of nowhere. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think it's all a bit silly, right? Because it is just an entertainment thing. You have no interest in like fighting your way up to become a world champion. It's all just about making money and like putting on a good show and trying to beat the other people in your field, which is just entertainers, people. Like it's kind of like if all the sidemen, all the influencers started saying, we are YouTubers, footballers, entrepreneurs, and it's like, yeah, you have a clothing brand, but it's like, what it is when you get famous off YouTube, right? And then you start a clothing line like merch, or you start like something, or you start like doing comedy, even stand up. You're gonna get people who show up at your show and laugh and give you laughs, right? Because they know you, they like your stuff. You haven't got to do much. You could sneeze and they'll burst out laughing. But can you go to a room of people who don't know you and do stand up? Because I listened to a podcast where this exact thing happened, and it's like, it's not the same. Like they bombs basically, and it's like, yeah, you can sell this clothing line because people like you and they want to wear the stuff because it sort of shows that they like you and stuff. But could you sell this stuff to people who don't know who you are and just like it because they thought the clothes looked cool type thing? So it's like calling yourself an entrepreneur, like I built this clothing business and this other stuff. It's like, it's off the back of your entertainment stuff and people just want to support you or buy stuff to represent what you are, which is also commendable, but it's not the same thing as like calling yourself that. The entrepreneur stuff you can let slide a little bit more because you still have to make moves in that field and make sure you're not getting ripped off money-wise to brand deals and things like that. But like calling yourself like a boxer, it would be like saying I'm a footballer because we make football videos and challenges and we've played charity matches in front of like 30,000 people. That's a lot more than a lot of professional footballers. And it's like, okay, I guess you can make the argument, but no one's really going to take it seriously. So I don't know why that would be laughed at as a thing to say, but then saying like, I am a boxer isn't. When it's like the football thing, we're playing against other content creators raising money for charity. The boxing against other content creators, the money is for us. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. At the end of the day, thing about social media is it's all a bravado. It's all entertainment, and ultimately, if most of these people in the room, they wouldn't be arguing because they'd just be in the room with each other, and you'd realise, oh, that's just a misunderstanding, and this person wouldn't think that person's a dick because they'd realise, oh, he's not actually a dick, he's just playing a character, he's just exaggerating himself for this and that, and it's like, oh, I don't hate him now, all that kind of stuff, all the stuff we already know. But yeah. Oh my god, throat dry. I was about to reach my water bowl for a drink of H2O liquid, but spilt it all over my bag. I haven't got a lid on this bottle, unfortunately, so I had it like pressed up in the side of my bag against other shit, and it was fine. It worked all the way till I got home, and then kind of forgot the water was in my bag, just threw the bag down, and then I can hear like, look, no, it was more like, look. And I heard it for about going on for ages, and I was like, what's that sound? I know that. And then it clicked, and I was like, fuck. And when I took out the water bottle and it had about a couple milliliters left, I knew I had fucked it. Luckily, there was nothing in there really bad. I mean, my passport was in there, and I literally just got a new one like a week ago because I spilt paint on it in a similar fashion. And it cost me, because I had to fast track it, and it was just bullshit. And I was like, it was sort of panic, like if I've done the same thing again. But it's water and I think it'll dry out and it wasn't too bad. And the new passports now, where your photo pictures are, obviously the pages, if you get them really wet, they could tear or like crinkle up or something. But the new ones now, they're black, and where your photo, no one gives a fuck what am I doing, but your photo is like plastic. It's more like a card or something. So like a bank card. It's like laminated kind of. So it's good in that regard. Take it swimming. Don't. The other pages will be fucked, and you'll be fucked. And I'm taking a new one anyway. Why not just make? I guess you got to stamp it. That's why you can't make all of it laminate. Anyway, anywho, we're in that territory where we're talking about random shit. This is a pod a day. 89, episode 89 of doing this every single day. Keep the doctor away, and I will see you guys tomorrow. For day number 90.
With the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.